is concerned. We're learning that as far as U.S. administration is concerned, they have seized another oil tanker overnight, and this is the fifth vessel taken in the recent weeks as the Trump administration intensifies a sweeping effort to choke off the oil exports as far as the country is concerned, and also assert control over the trade that it wants. In fact, we are learning that this is the latest move by Trump to enforce what officials have described as a global blockade of the sanctioned Venezuelan oil. All right, so that's in fact a big breaking update coming in. As far as Donald Trump is concerned, we're learning that President Donald Trump has called for oil executives to rush back into Venezuela as the White House looks to quickly secure $100 billion in investment to revive the country's ability to fully tap into the expansive reserve of petroleum. So as we know that Trump is eyeing as far as the oil there in Venezuela is concerned, and we're learning that overnight, in fact, the U.S. has seized another oil tanker, and this is the fifth vessel that has been taken in custody in the last 1 week. And many are saying that, and they have described this as a global blockade of the sanctioned Venezuelan oil. In fact, Defense Secretary had earlier this week said that blockade applied anywhere in the world, a claim that has alarmed shipping companies and drawn sharp protests from Venezuela and the allies as well. Have a look.
And separately, Mr. President, I'm curious in terms of the future of Venezuela. Do you see Venezuela, now led by Delcy Rodriguez, as an ally of the U.S.? Is that the way that you view that country
right now? They seem to be an ally, and I think it'll continue to be an ally. And we don't want to have Russia there. We don't want to have China there. And by the way, we don't want Russia or China going to Greenland, which if we don't take Greenland, you're going to have Russia or China as your next door neighbor. That's not going to happen.
You just said that these companies would have security guarantees if they go in on the ground in Venezuela.
They will have.
And what is your plan there actually for these companies and those Americans who are going to be on the ground working for these companies?
Well, there are going to be Americans. I assume they're going to be using a lot of Americans, but they're going to be using a lot of people from Venezuela and other places, I would imagine. But I would think that mostly they'll be using Venezuelan workers. They have a lot of great workers. They have a very high unemployment rate, and they have workers that are very familiar with taking oil out of the ground. Yeah.
How long do you think the Ayatollah will be in power after what we've seen play out on the ground there? When is the U.S. going to get involved now that reports of protesters being killed on the ground?
So Iran's in big trouble. It looks to me that the people are taking over certain cities that nobody thought were really possible just a few weeks ago. We're watching the situation very carefully. I've made the statement very strongly that if
So, Rishabh, we all know that U.S. is eyeing as far as oil in Venezuela is concerned, and now we're learning that overnight, in fact, they have seized the fifth oil tanker of the country, and many experts are calling this a global blockade as well. Give us more details.
Well, definitely. See, what has U.S. done in Venezuela? United States has abducted the leader of Venezuela. He could be very unpopular, he could be dictatorial, but in the manner in which he has been abducted from Caracas is something that is against a rule-based international order. And since then, Donald Trump and his administration has been passing on sermons that looks like dictatorial in itself. And the way Venezuelan administration is now being handled by Washington, it showcases that the intent of the United States is very clear about Venezuela, that they want the control of the whole say petroleum as well as the rare earth minerals that Venezuela have. Remember, gold is also in abundance in Venezuela, and now this very seizure of ship is something that showcases that U.S. doesn't want even a drop of oil going out of Venezuela, and they want very clearly that anything that now is sold by Venezuela, the profit needs to come to Washington.
Absolutely, and we have reaction coming in from J.D. Vance